whose name was Vishaka, came to see the Buddha. Then the Buddha asked, "Wouldn't you like it if everyone's children became your child?" She thought that if all the grandchildren in the city would be her grandchildren, that's how she could attain real happiness. Namo Buddhaya. One day, when the Buddha was living in Savatthi, the merchant's daughter, whose name was Vishaka, came to see the Buddha. But at that point, her hair was all wet. And so the Buddha, seeing this, asked her, "Vishaka, why is your hair all wet?" So then she said, "My one and beloved grandchild had passed away." Then the Buddha asked, "Wouldn't you like it if everyone's children became your child? If everyone's grandchildren became your child?" At that point, Vishaka said, "How great would that be if all the grandchildren, if all the little children out there were to be my grandchildren? How amazing would that be?" So she was really happy when the Buddha asked that. She thought that if all the grandchildren in the city would be her grandchildren, that's how she could attain real happiness. At that point, the Buddha says, "Exactly. So then every day you'll have to wet your hair." Why did the Buddha say that? Because you see, every day, not just one child, but 10 or 20 die every day in this city. So if that's the case, if all the children were to be her child, then every day she would have to suffer, because every day children die. So at that point, she thought to herself, "I don't want even a single grandchild." So think about how quick the knowledge of a person who's a stream enter really is. When someone reminds her about the Dhamma, she remembered the Dhamma. But for us, as soon as we see a little child, our mind gets filled with love and affection. The power of a bond is very powerful. But the Buddha explains always to see the reality of life. Even though there might be a small little child in your life, always understand that that person's life is very fragile. If someone that you know has passed away, maybe we didn't expect that death, we shouldn't cry all day long, or we shouldn't stay without eating, or we shouldn't stay without sleeping. We should accept that this is the reality of life. Whether that person is alive or not, we should think, this is how the world is. And so if we think according to the reality of life, that's when we can truly be happy. Namo Buddhaya.